it cannot be, and it will never be, but I have a couple of other things that I want to show you guys. I'll tell you before we get into the stuff. Need a signing sheet. And then we'll- Okay. First part, this morning, earlier, I laid it out. So, we're gonna talk about this, hold it. We're gonna touch on this. Oh, this is all up. But, I'll be right back, I'll get the sign sheet, we're gonna talk about this, because it's unbelievable.
God damn it. Oh, of course.
I can't say that. I think that he's very agile for his age. Probably like 4 more years, that's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would want to spend my last 4 years taking vacation with my family, not running the whole country.
Oh, you have to consider that, so he has other opportunities.
Okay, so, I actually mentioned this at the beginning of the semester. If you remember, I was saying Johnson is trying to disqualify some women from Colorado from voting, and it's the proxy voting. Apparently, they're not gonna let it go. So, there was a vote yesterday in the House, and that's what I was seeing. So, I mean, it's really simple. If you're like if a member, may delegate their voting power to a representative to vote for them in their absence, and then, so, for whatever reason, that's what I was looking for, the number. For whatever reason, they're pushing this like, I mean, you could speculate, right? They don't like women.
Thank you.
The majority of women are Democrats. They don't like women. I read an article like that. Why would they be doing this? And then, people, if I was gonna be more, like, hey, I'm a Democrat, and we're good, and you guys are bad. What was the first thing you would say if you're a Republican? Don't mention patriotism. What else would you say, like, no, we stand for something?
Show me, don't tell me.
What? Yeah, show me,
Show me,
don't
don't tell me.
yeah, no, like I was saying, I thought it was the family party, the party that loves families. And so this woman, I mean, like, again, you're gonna fight in this world. She brought her baby, I saw the talk like this, the baby's not enjoying it. She's talking and she's like shaking. You know that means the baby's, right? You gotta keep shaking. Does anybody have kids?
Job for you, job for you.
Right, I'm like, to me, I think when she's shaking a lot, it means the child is not at ease and she's not talking, right? Yeah, like I mean, she was really, and now I was thinking like how many women there are out of the 430 some that are gonna have a baby while they're in office. And so I kind of, the good news thing is obviously 9 people from the majority party dissented. And that's what I was reading, Trump is gonna crush her. And I'm like, why? Because they're preventing his agenda from going forward. And I'm like, what agenda? Like, what are we talking about? And so those 9, I wonder who, I haven't looked up who they are yet, because it could be that they're people that just gonna, they don't care. You know, beat me over the head with a stick, and I'm gonna stand by what I believe in, right? So it could be, they're not gonna budge, it's not gonna happen. Hopefully, because it's so wrong against the representative, but also, like I was in here earlier, writing stuff down, like the constituency, like, if you're a constituent of this woman, like, how many of you would say, like, how many of you would be okay with her staying home if there's a way for her to vote? Right? I mean, if there was no way for her to vote, okay, stay home because you got a baby, that's more important. But if there is a way to vote, like as a constituent, I would feel ripped off. If they tell me like, hey, you're a person, just think about it. Right, let's start talking about like, women have that problem, they have a child. Right, the guy could have something else. And then that goes to it, we'd have to look it up, but apparently Mike Johnson voted by proxy many times himself.
Well, that's constitutional. Wait, I mean, it's like allowed, so.
Yeah, it is. That is the fight that he's claiming it's not constitutional, but nobody else agrees with it because like it's always been done that way, like it is, right? It's like, you can't expect the founding fathers to be like, hey, by the way, if women who can't vote and who don't own property and who are not allowed here, if they got elected and had a baby, right? I mean, but it's written in general terms, and it's, yeah. So, yeah, I think it's constitutional to have a proxy vote. Yeah, but, and again, like, I'm not 100% sure why that's so important to them. The other thing is, you guys might have seen that, and it's kind of cool. It's just not as cool as it could have been. What was his name? Cory Booker, talking for 25 hours. 25 hours. So, why I said it could be better, so he was talking, if you did it as it's done to, because you can, right? Senators can stay there and talk all they want. To like challenge Trump. That was his point. But normally, like they do it as a filibuster, and so like on a midterm, it might have had the question, like, cloture only exists in the Senate because the filibuster only exists in the Senate. So like when you're trying to pass a law, somebody can stand there and talk all day until time runs out, and then the law doesn't get passed. Until next time when they convene. By the way, sorry, I'm gonna call him Mikey because it sounds funny. Mikey was so pissed off that he dissolved Congress. He sent them home. After this, they went home for like a week or something, but still. He's like, oh, you go home. And so, this is somebody trying to block legislation, and that's why like I'm like, nah. So the biggest one is Strom Thurmond, was his name? He talked for 24 hours plus, like almost 25 hours, but he was speaking against civil rights. And after that, like he stayed around, you guys didn't get to know him. I did, he was like 92, he was in the Senate. What?
He was there forever.
Yeah, like he must be one of the top, like
Yeah.
the most ever, yeah. Because he did get into his 90s and he was still there. So that was for a bad purpose. I think I might have mentioned once, like this guy recently did 13 hours, and I don't like him as a politician at all, but 13 hours, like I'm impressed by that and the fact that he also did it. So our government under Obama said, we're not sure if we're gonna kill Americans and Americans. We just killed somebody with a drone in Yemen, and it was an American citizen. And so they asked him, are you gonna kill American citizens here in America? And the administration replied, we can't say. And so, yeah, this guy, he went on, a filibuster to get like, filibusters like you're blocking legislation. He talked for 13 hours and then he quit. Next morning, he had a little piece of paper that was a message from the administration: we will not kill Americans on American soil with drones. Bam. Like his little son forced the Obama administration to make a clear statement about it, right? And so like, this guy is also like trying to, get people mobilized, get people riled up. I was so impressed with the guy who did 13 hours, because I watched some of it. 25. And you should have seen it yesterday. He's like, I mean, you know how stupid our media is. Like, he's got 17 more minutes to go and blah, blah, blah. He's gonna make I mean, come on. Like, it wasn't about that. But do you see him like, literally like, talking with his hands and all active from like 25 hours. And now we're reading about like how he prepared for it. And it's like sports. Like, hydrating, like it was like his eating habits, and he stopped hydrating before. I don't know why. It's sports team. So that's impressive. Like, you guys, look at it on TV today like you lived it. And yeah, this is cool. There's one more thing today. And I'm not saying it's a complicated story, but Trump is going to be cutting down a tree in front of the White House. Now check this out. Andrew Jackson planted that tree. You must have Andrew Jackson brought a little, I was going to say seedling. Yeah, a little seedling of a tree back home when his wife died, and he planted in memory of his wife when he came to the White House. And I'm like, so you gotta say, the tree is, like, the holding it up with, it's alive, but the holding it up with cables and stuff, and it's just, it's toast. At the same time, like, come on, like, that is you guys heard me tell the story, right? Like, everything else I can throw away, but the fact that he planted it for his wife, and come back home, it's like.
So is this tree that decay, rot?
Yeah, apparently, yeah. So the picture does tell you something, because like he's close to the White House entrance. So.
Maybe they could take a cutting off of it and, root a new one. Grab stuff up.
Yeah, you do. That's why I'm laughing, because you're so right. So number one, like, the tree is in trouble. Like, fine, they have been holding it up with cables and stuff for a while, so like, it is. Wow, so it's kind of like, but yeah, the thing that scares people is that Trump said we're gonna save it for some honorable, beautiful purpose. And when he said that, people are thinking like, is he gonna build himself a throne? Like, that's what the three messages are saying. Like, so, which is interesting, right? Like I feel the same way. I'm like, don't get rid of it. But if you're gonna get rid of it, do something really nice with it. And that's what Trump said. But because he's Trump, like, we don't believe him. I was like, I think you're gonna do something like. Because what is something nice with a tree like that? Like, it'd have to be something commemorative or something.
On top of it.
Yeah, like the furniture piece for the White House, to forever stay there, yeah. So, this is stuff going on in the city. So, we're, so we could talk about this, and then you guys are just gonna do an interest group. Oh, yeah. There is a philosophy class, philosophy 2647. Oh, it's ethics of technology, if you're interested. And Professor Hubbard is doing it. For like it's a new class, like we have these developers, like a brand new. Yeah, like, I mean, it exists in other schools, but like in our school.
Thank you.
I did watch that. I did watch that. I wanted the whole. The videos of Polo Johnson. Yeah, like I watched the one that's called like I Want a Dog, and it's really funny.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we do have an outline, but I say, so I looked at the quiz just earlier, and I saw like 5 questions that are from the book, like, so they're like 3 from the media, from the book, and like, you're gonna see when we talk about like framing is a big deal, that whole concept, so it's gonna be, have to do with that. And then there was like 1 question from the book about, 1 or 2 about this chapter, and I'll tell you like what you need to be looking out for in this chapter. And then, so like I'm saying, when you're studying the book, look at the questions in the back for every chapter, and most likely you're gonna be able to answer everything. So, yeah. I'm saying it because like today's outline, I don't think it's good to for talking points, but I don't think it has anything. So what you guys got is this is what makes interest groups effective. You're gonna use it a little bit today. There's a question on the